As part of your payroll setup, it can be helpful to understand how the payroll preferences can assist you in setting up employees and processing payroll. Under the Edit drop-down menu is the Preferences area, which we covered in Lesson 3, but deferred the Payroll area until this lesson. Under the Company Preferences tab, you have several payroll-related options to choose from. First, when you purchase the annual payroll subscription service, the full payroll option will be activated. Other options include whether you want to activate by check marking copy earnings detail from previous paycheck, recalling quantity fields or hour fields on paychecks, and job costing, class, and item tracking for payroll expenses. Also, you can determine whether you want your employees to be in the employee list with the first name or last name showing first, and if applicable, you can check mark whether you want new employees to be marked as sales reps and whether you want employee Social Security numbers to be shown in full in the report headers you generate. The Employee Default button allows you to set up defaults that the payroll information that would appear when you are setting up a new employee. You can put in earnings, additions, deductions, and company contributions, as well as payroll schedule, class, federal, state, and other tax information under the Tax button. And lastly, you can set up sick vacation defaults so that all these settings you program now will come up automatically when you create a new employee and you don't have to enter in this information each time. Of course, if some of the information should be different when you set up a new employee, you can always change at the time of setup or subsequently, but at least if most of the information is correct, you will have a jump start on having the information you want already created by having the defaults you want established ahead of time. You may want to go back to the employee setup session again to walk through the setup fields you choose in the examples we did to see how you may want to set up your default settings in this window. The Pay Stub and Voucher Printing button allows you to select what you want printed out on your paychecks. Most of the options are selected by default, but you may want to go through these and determine if you want to add or delete any of these self-explanatory options. The Workman's Comp tab allows you to activate whether you want to track Workman's Comp cost, which we recommend doing, and then you can indicate whether you want to display message to assign codes and or exclude overtime premium from the Workman's Comp calculation. Usually, unless you have a reason not to choose these, you should select both these choices if you want to activate Workman's Comp tracking. The Sick and Vacation tab is the same as the one we discussed under the Employee Defaults button previously.